East Africa. African domestic workers to receive largest pay cuts in Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia has announced that it has lowered the salaries of foreign domestic workers, with African migrant workers being affected the most. The bad news comes on the heels of Kenyan President William Ruto's visit to Saudi Arabia, after which he announced that the Gulf nation had promised to hire 350,000 Kenyan workers to alleviate the East African nation's high unemployment rate. Ruto gloated over how he was told while in Saudi Arabia that Kenyan workers were preferred in the Near East's largest economy because they are the hardest working migrant workers. During his Saudi visit, Ruto claims to have secured 2,500 jobs for skilled Kenyan workers, but it is unknown if the recent reduction in pay for migrant workers in Saudi Arabia will also apply to them. On Tuesday, January 16, 2024, the Saudi Ministry of Human Resources and Social Development announced that Kenyan domestic workers would be receiving a 17.2% reduction in pay, the highest of all, from $2,900 annually to $2,400 annually. Ethiopian domestic workers' salaries would be reduced by 14.5% from $1,840 to $1,573. And Ugandan domestic workers' salaries would be reduced by 12.6% from $2,533 to $2,213. Meanwhile, Filipino domestic workers will be receiving a 7.5% reduction in pay, the lowest of all, from $4,239 to $3,919. Sri Lankan domestic salaries will be reduced by 8% from $3,999 to $3,379. And Bangladeshi domestic salaries will be reduced by 9.6% from $3,466 to $3,133. The ministry's official website states, quote, "This step comes within the framework of the ministry's efforts to review recruitment costs and ensure fair prices," unquote. As reported by the East African, 3/4 of remittances to Kenya during the first 8 months of 2023 emanate from Saudi Arabia.